Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Um, hadn't been posting any regular videos recently. Most of that's because we just dealt with the hurricane and it knocked out first our power. Of course, our internet went with it. As an end result, we um, our internet didn't come on for probably almost 5 days. It would be spotty. It would come on a little, everything else. And of course, that means I got a lot of people's videos I want to catch up on, of ones that I try to watch regularly. Um, First time the other day, I went out, got this small little haul of books. It is something I hadn't done in a while. Again, I'm purging, so I'm not really getting that much. I hopped on, was watching Metarog and Rayman on yesterday on out of the box stuff. So I thought that was actually Namen popped on there, so I thought that was pretty cool. Um, got a chance just to kind of finally be back on and talking to people and stuff. But everything come out, relatively pretty decent for us. We didn't really have a lot of issues that way, so I'm happy about it. My mom did have no power for 5 days, so that was a little rougher on that part of it until everything come back in. So going, like I said, I'm trying not to overly buy stuff, small amounts. This local LCS I bought this at, he's getting ready to move down the road by the end of the year, so he'd be closer to me actually. And he's getting 1,000 extra square feet of space, so I'm really happy for them, which means they're growing. They mostly do more toys, gaming stuff, so it really will expand a lot of all that. But he also said he's going to be able to expand a lot more of the comic books, which I really like the idea. So what I picked up is Marvel Superheroes Contest of Champions #1. I do already have this, but I'm kind of looking at, and this is the first miniseries that really ever come out. DC or Marvel, nobody was really doing the concept of that. So I figured I would grab another #1 of that series. Just happen to have #2 of it. These are ones that were just sitting on top of some stuff in my collection. And #3 of it. Again, I love this series. It was one of the ones I read over and over and over and over and over again. Really fun series. Now, picked up the Toxic Avenger. I already have this one, but I thought this one would be a real good one to have a double of. Again, it's #1. It's also a character which basically, who knows? They may decide to do something with it. Maybe they won't. But if they do, that'd be cool. Picked up #4, The Mask of Zorro. I do have the #4 that's more the photo cover. I'm trying to kind of get a little bit of both of this, because again, it's a movie related thing in which I try to collect. This is 1956, I think it is, Angel by Dell. Again, you notice the May to July, they have 10 cent on there. Mel Casson doing that cover. So, just really fun stuff. Again, talking about writing that into the atomic age, beginning of, right near the beginning of the Silver Age. So, picked up this Baby Yui. I don't know about you, but when any duck's strong enough to knock you out of your suit, your teeth, and actually make you fly out backwards, That's one bad duck. Look, it's got Baby Huey, Papa Duck, Mama Duck, Herman, and Catnip, and Buzzy. And again, these are Look For Me on TV, which I have watched that at one time or another. And this is number 94. Now here's one. This is the new Terry Toons starring Heckle and Jekyll. Notice how they open the drawers to be able to create a stairway to be able to go up and actually load all the stuff. It is a gold key. Can't remember what number. I think this one is 1970. Let me make sure I get it right, because there's a meant to move it around because it's supposed to be up here. Yeah, this one's 1970. And this one is 1976. Again, big year that I'm focusing on is starting at 76 up. Just happened to be that he had two of these. And again, he does a buy two get one free. So again, I usually try to do that and pick up, because it usually ends up being probably $40 or $50 worth of stuff that you're getting for probably $30. Picked up another copy of DC Silver Edition of the House of Secrets with Swamp Thing. I'd like to see them really utilize Swamp Thing, at least if nothing else. I think DC... Okay, what I heard with DC, somebody was talking about. They said that currently that whole company wants to sell all of that, the DC franchise, the whole product off, is what they were basically saying. So, right now, movies like Superman and stuff like that is really them getting James Gunn to advertise what products they have so that they can drive up the price enough to try to sell the whole DC franchise to everything. Now, with that being said, I kind of think if they went down sort of this kind of horror, showing this and Constantine, and because again, I know it was a show and everybody says he was great at it. My point is if they would bring this, and I know this had a show too, but if they would actually bring this kind of stuff to maybe big screen or even through other services, I think it could do well, because I think people are kind of burnt out on, men in capes kind of mentality. And I mean the normal, like, people who don't get into that kind of stuff like, we do. And I don't even care for a lot of the newer stuff, because I think they've moved so far away from the actual original origins and some of the first stories that they've kind of ruined what it is. They're taking from the last, 5 years most of the time in comic book history and trying to throw it at you. Even Agatha Harkness, if you look, I get it. She was tied to Wanda, but being realistic, how many of you were knocking down the door to try to get a Agatha Harkness TV series? I mean, really, I don't care what they do with it. It was not a character that everybody was fighting for. It's not. It's what's been put in front of you. It's what you get to watch. But it doesn't mean anybody wanted it. And I hate to say that with the same thing with like Echo and stuff like that. Nobody was asking for that. That was stuff they just stuck in front of you, and as an end result, it fails. People were asking for Daredevil. People were asking for a Punisher series. People want a Spider-Man series even. Because I watched my favorite one in the 70s. So again, there is things that people are wanting. the Luke Cage stuff, all of that, going to the direction Hero for Hire, I think people wanted that were more because, again, those are popular characters that people really like. But again, some of them that they try to sell you on is really not. Now, I picked up another, I'm off my soapbox. Alright, I picked up this Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman of 77. Again, trying to do a lot of the Batman 66 because that is my Batman, so I really enjoy that. And speaking of Luke Cage, here is the True Believers reprint of his first appearance. Again, I seen a low grade of the original a couple years back at a it was inside an antique store. I was so iffy with buying it. I said, do I buy it? It's a low grade. It's really a low grade. It was almost like $35, and I thought that was way too much for the condition it was in. Now I almost say maybe I should have bought it then. But, you know, I did the exact same thing with Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. If you know that character from Charlton, I seen his first appearance. It was not in good shape. I wanted it. It was his first appearance. It would have been something that because he's a character I really like. It's one of my earlier characters I knew, but I didn't get it. But then later on, I ended up getting it for literally nothing in comparison. So, I mean, sometimes you got to play that game where you chance whether you're going to wait or not. Now, picked up Thor 304. Thor. That's what Ray says. This is a newsstand. I have the other one. I have the direct. Again, if this one looks relatively pretty good, I might shuffle out my direct and keep this one. Because again, I'm kind of want all my stuff in newsstand, and the reason for that is because I bought almost everything off of Spinner Rack when I was young, and everything I had was a newsstand. So, little Richie Rich jackpot, rough shape, but it is number 25. Pick that up. Again, it's kind of one of those that's not in great shape, but not terrible shape. Somebody must have liked something that was on the back, as you can tell how they cut the corners. Picked up this Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. Yes, I already have this one. But, however, it's a Morbius appearance. I'm really hoping, again, I think Marvel would be smart to go the direction of horror characters in the sense of, again, I didn't see the Morbius movie. Again, it made that book jump, the Amazing Spider-Man 101 jump. I think the market's starting to adjust to some of the overinflated stuff that went on, so I'm hoping it'll fix itself in time, and some of that stuff will be back to where it's kind of reasonable to grab. Excuse me. Picked up a second copy of Fantastic Voyage. This is the number one, really, of the Fantastic Voyage, the animated series. Now, I love the show. I know Dr. Silverage does. He's even got this ship that I can remember when he showed him one of his videos. Again, CMDF. And I love the intro for the show and everything else, and how they talk about each one. There is only two. Number one, number two. I find number one a lot more. I don't find number two. Also, there's a movie one that's the real one from want to say either late 60s, early 70s. I'm trying to remember about when it was. I think it's late 60s. And that was part of these. When you see it, it's not really the number one, but it is. And then this one, and then a number two of the animated series. So, you know, Rayman showed his really nice real one of this that he has the other day on Out of the Box. But I now have a reprint of this that they just did, and also this one from the Millennium ones. Whoop. That is again, it's just a reprint of. This is his prototype for Sergeant Rock. So kind of neat on that part of it and stuff. And this is the last one I picked up. This again is a reprint of the Black Knight, Sir Percy, I think it is. First appearance. It's also first appearance of Excalibur and something else. There's like 3 or 4. So it's kind of a reprint of a bigger key in the sense of all the different things that occurred. Pricing on the original one and stuff, I haven't even looked. But again, you look to see the little atlas. So, but that's it. That's everything I picked up. That's my little update, a little bit of my rant from some of the stuff that I'm getting, seeing. Also, I've sent some of y'all some messages on Messenger and stuff. You have, I think he goes by Brick Mantooth. I'm trying to think. It's Toy Ventures. Yeah, you can get the magazine because the guy produces it and stuff. Comes out of Canada, is where he's at. Our Canadian friends up there. He actually does stuff with toys and stuff and reports on things, but I just sent quite a number of people a thing on it where they're actually looking to do the Atlas Seaboard. Maybe create toys for the characters that actually appeared over the course of that, barely a year of, excuse me, time. So it's kind of interesting to me if that happens, and I'm hoping that it won't be just something that, you have to go somewhere special for it or only online or something, that they'll actually try to get in with places like Walmart and stuff like that. I would love to be able to get some of the Atlas Seaboard characters as figures and stuff. That would be actually kind of neat. Of course, Paramount bought it a number of years back, which again, I still believe is not a bad speculation if you're looking for a long haul, because right now you can pick up a lot of Atlas stuff for relatively cheap and, put it in your box, enjoy the read, enjoy it, and that book should still over time potentially go up. And, again, all it takes is Paramount to finally decide they're going to make money off these, which the toys could move some of those comic books to begin with, or the fact that they just decide to finally come out with a movie to sell the toys. Who knows? And again, speculation is just like anything else. You gamble and you're going to be right. But right now, gambling on the Atlas Seaboard stuff is cheap enough still if you decide that you want to get them. And they're not really bad price, nor are they're not even terribly hard to find. So, again, definitely look into them. Alright, well that's it. That's everything I picked up. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all of those who contacted me. Send out prayers and everything. I appreciate all of that. Me and my little princess and my mom tried to hang out for days while we were waiting, and we appreciate everything. All right. Y'all guys have a good one. Appreciate the thumbs up, the likes, and the comments. And I'll talk to y'all later.